Hi everyone, welcome back to Work in Progress. We're trying out a slightly different format today, slightly shorter, but we'll still be working for quite a long time. Well, just like through the magic of editing. So today I have a guest, just one, not two. I think we may have been overloaded with guests the last time. So today is a one-on-one with Syaza. Say hi.
Hi.
Alright, so Syaza works here at Wild Magic,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yes.
What's your official title here?
I don't know. Store assistant number 2.
But unofficially, you paint the
Yes.
minis here.
Yeah.
Correct.
Pretty much.
Okay. How many minis would you have said? Would you say you have painted all like up to now?
I've lost count.
Okay, that's pretty good. So when did you start? When did you start painting?
It started when it started when I played with a group of friends. They were playing Descent, the board game,
Okay.
and they had
This
minis.
was back in how many years ago?
I don't know, maybe 4, 5 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
So I started with painting the minis there. Then eventually moved on to Dungeons and Dragons.
So today we're going to do something different. We are going to be painting D&D.
Okay.
We're going to be painting D&D. We've kind of started slightly, a little bit. Because February is coming up, Valentine's Day, and we don't have any cherubs or cupids lying around, so we thought, okay, let's do let's do archers. So since this show is called Work in Progress, we will start working, and while we're working, I will talk to you. Are you used to talking and painting at the same time?
Don't think I've ever done it before.
Okay,
but
welcome.
first time for everything.
Yes, and welcome to the show. Yay!
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yay!
Why
so,
am I here?
How do you normally start off with like a color scheme? How do you decide on a color scheme? I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. I see posts on Facebook and people go like, "Oh, what color scheme would you recommend?" Or how do you start? How do you decide?
I guess there are several ways. The easiest one is go on Google. I just Google miniature or painting or something like that, and then see what color schemes are available on a figure. If I like it, if I like the palette, I'll go with that. Or otherwise, I will just look at the character and go with how I feel. Like, do I want to go with dark colors, or do I want to go off the norm and make them really bright, even though they look like a shady character?
So, given that, do you feel like when you play a certain character, you allow bits and pieces of yourself to reflect in your mini and the colors that you choose for them?
I guess, yeah, like a little bit. And then there was a character. Was it one of my first? Yeah, I think one of my first characters I played was what was her name? Lunariel. Yeah, Lunariel. She's a high elf bard,
Okay.
and she's supposed to reflect the part of me that was very naive and trusting. She
So what colors did she like wear?
primarily a lot of white. Primarily a lot of white with like a bit of blue and a bit of gold, because she does come from something like a noble family. And I know she's the type that doesn't like to get dirty, but will do so begrudgingly if it's for the mission.
Oh, she has to. So then, do your characters then carry some sort of signature from you?
What do you mean?
Like, do they have to have a certain, let's say, color that's yours? Like, a signature, I don't know, pattern, color scheme, or anything like that?
I don't think so. I guess when it comes to me and coloring figures, I just go with how I feel. Like, do these colors represent this character? that's about it.
Okay, that's about it. All right, okay, that's good. And like when you go online and people talk about color schemes and all this, right? People say, you need to what do you call this? You need to master the color theory and all of this. How much color theory do you know?
0.
0. Okay, great. We're on the same page there. I know nothing. I'm very Jon Snow when it comes to colors and stuff as well. So like emotions play a very big role in how you paint.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is that a girl thing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because aside from you're probably like the second painter, like mini painter I know who is female.
Ah.
But
Yay.
you probably know more that I've not met.
No,
No, that's it.
I only know me.
What about the friends that you play with, like just
Well,
not
I
you
guess, I mean, not a serious painter, but if it's friends who have dabbled in painting, then it would be Kaza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the only second
Okay,
second
hopefully she's
female I know.
watching. And would she like to come on the show and maybe talk about her experience?
You'll have to ask her. She's my boss's wife.
Ah, okay, cool. We'll try to get her on board. Oh, just now I noticed you started with the face first.
Am I not supposed to do that?
No. I mean, there's no right and wrong, but that's what I noticed. Is that something that is like a thing that you do? Do you always start with the face?
Yeah, I always start with the face. I don't know. I just feel like I go in then out.
Ah.
It feels easier. I don't know. That's just me. It feels easier because when you start with the skin, and then like you can just let it bleed out, and then when you go back to it to the next clothing item, you can just go with that.
Ah, true. That makes sense. Okay. I think some people would avoid like doing the face first because it's so small and so challenging, so they go straight. Like for me, I didn't. I went with the biggest possible areas and just like went with it. Now I was like, okay, I'll do the head. I'll do the face last.
I mean, when it comes to the face, the only thing I do last is when I start going for the freaking eyeballs.
Ah.
And then the eyebrows, and then the lips.
But these guys are so much smaller than Warhammer minis.
Yeah.
Which are like 32 millimeters ish. So, and people are already having such a hard time painting the whites on the eyes, let alone their pupils.
I think I remember someone told me, what? Someone told me when they were talking with some of the people who play, Warhammer? It's like, D&D player, like, griping about how hard it is to paint their minis. And then Warhammer guy's like, what? No. Like, no, it's not. And then he shows the mini of the actual D&D, like, oh, okay, you're right. It's because it's much smaller.
It is much smaller. And there is, what do you call this? The amount of details you have to cover, it's so ridiculous. So how do you cope with painting the eyes, the whites of their eyes, dotting it with their pupils? Because that, for some people, they really can't be bothered. So what they do is they just pick the heads with the helmets.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because some minis have the head options. So because they can't paint the whites on their eyes, so they don't paint faces. They pick the heads with the helmets because then they don't have to paint the eyes.
Oh, right. I see.
But with D&D, you don't have an option. Most eyes are quite there for you to paint. So how do you manage? This is something I'd really like to know.
I guess like the thing is I don't have to I don't have to do the eyes. I just can't help it. I just do it. I don't know. I don't know why.
You say you're magically talented.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm magically talented, because like, in the long run, like these things are tiny. Like, and I'm just like some people. I'm pretty sure they have like magnifying glasses.
Oh yeah. You don't.
I do, but I haven't used it.
Okay.
And so for all these years, I've been just eyeballing it the whole time. So I was like,
yeah,
I have to take a break.
Eyeballs.
So yeah, all these years, all I've been doing is just eyeballing it. And I don't know why I do it. I guess it's just, maybe it's just self-gratification and the fact that I can do it. I
Okay.
don't know, maybe.
So how do you do it? Like, how do you center your brush to the point where it's like spot on?
Find the smallest brush that you can, and then pray for the best.
Just, you,
Just- Just very carefully go. Boop.
But even if, let's say, you go over, you just can go over that bit where you went over anyways, right?
That's true. So I guess you shouldn't be afraid to overfill, and then
Fix it.
you go back in and then fix it later. When it comes to me and painting minis, I never use shades.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used contrast.
Okay.
I don't understand it. I don't know how it works.
Which is
and-
weird because right now I'm only using contrast. Like the stuff I'm using on my guy right now is 1, 2, 3, 4 contrast colors already as it is.
Ah.
Alright, so you've got a question about shades.
Mhm.
Do you... Is it because you don't like to? Or is that a preference?
I guess when it comes to coloring in general, I'm just not great when it comes to adding shading because you know the whole light theory and stuff.
Ah, yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know where I'm supposed to add the shadows.
With highlights, I can understand where it can be tricky, but with shadows, getting into recesses, that's where contrasts just like goes straight into like the folds and the recesses. That's one of the perks of contrast. Some people might see this as like a cheat, but it's like I don't care so long as I get the results I need.
True.
Then it's like what you're gonna say, right? But this is a trick that I was telling somebody else the other day. If, let's say, for example, you're doing skin and you've already primed his face, like say, for example, right? A white. Like all you need is this shade. It's called Seraphim Sapphire. Or Racklin Flesh Shade is also pretty good. So all you have to do is, see how runny that is, right? You just get some, and then just
Dabby dabby dab.
and it just fills in all the gaps, giving you all the shadows that you need, like without you having to work too hard for it. And then you just like let it dry. Just like that. But of course that's not dried yet, but Reichland Flesh Shade, for example, will give him like a slightly like a Caucasian pinkish tone, which is quite nice. So this is it with the hands, where it just like sinks into all the fingers, and then that's it.
It is like a cheat.
It is, but it's like easy.
Yeah, it's true. You save time basically.
Yeah, it's true, and
Like you
especially
save time. It's cost effective.
yeah, because not all of us can be like full-time, painters.
Master painters that like to do everything traditionally.
Exactly. And yeah, light theory and all this, I'm not great with it either, to be honest.
I think you're going much faster than me. Cause
I'm
you're
trying
using.
to catch up. I'm trying to catch up to you.
What do you mean catch up? I barely got.
Because you started so early. I was like, oh my god, I've not touched it.
Again, I usually take my time, and then I found out. Wait, what? We're supposed to get this done as soon as possible. Ah, fudge.
We're trying to do something different today, so we're trying to finish. Because in the previous episode, we never got to finish anything. It was, yeah. Okay, last before we go, because we're running out of time. Do you do commissions?
Yes, I do.
Ah.
Commission, like if anyone wants to get their minis painted, like they can, or other stuff in general. Because I've had a few clients who have come by with small statuettes for like an anniversary gift, which I'm not gonna get into. But yeah, I don't know if the camera can catch it. She has like really faint mascara, almost like slightly winged. This is the one that I had to use with toothpicks though. That's why it's like really super fine. Yeah.
Alright, so thank you very much. I'm Nas for Work in Progress, shooting right here in Wild Magic. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you very much. Signing off. Bye.
Bye.